You want to do an intro?
Sure.
Hey guys, welcome back to Coal Country Homestead. We have some seed haul to share with you here. This is from Baker Creek, rareseeds.com. Zachary has very anxiously, like a child, been waiting to open this. It is still sealed. I feel like I've had to almost hide it. But we are going to open it with you and talk about all of the fun things that we're going to plant. Are you ready?
Yep.
I'll let you do the honors.
Even the packaging is cool.
I love their stuff.
They have all these different types of winter squash. They even have descriptions of them. So, really cool packaging. All right. Get them all? Nope. Okay.
So how many items did we order? We ordered 25 items, 24 varieties of things. So somehow we did 2 of, oh, okay.
Dad Sunset tomato.
So we spent a total of $84.80 on this order.
Which isn't bad for a Baker Creek order. I mean, in the past years, they've been a lot more, and we've gotten a lot more varieties, but we did try to look back at the binders to see kind of like what we already had and like not to over order things.
If this was our first year ordering seeds, which in our first year ordering seeds, we spent a lot more money on seeds. So, and we have ordered seeds from multiple places. As we've mentioned before, we ordered from M.I. Gardener this year. We ordered from Baker Creek. And today we visited Roar Seeds in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So we have a huge haul to share with you from there. But for this one, we did reference our binder, and we don't need to order as many at this point because we've already have variety built up. So let's get to it.
All right. So the first thing we got here is the honey boat delicata squash. This one I read it's supposed to be one of the sweetest squash varieties in existence. So this year we did order a bunch more winter squash. We didn't grow any winter squash last year. We did try to grow a few things, some pumpkins and a few varieties of squash out front, but I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. It was kind of a last minute thing, and I didn't prepare the ground at all. I just kind of dug a hole as the ground was through the grass and planted. And I guess, just with the dirt being so compact.
Our dirt is very compact, and it's very like full of like clay and
there's a lot of clay and rocks out front.
We live in coal country.
Yeah.
So it's not super rich nutrient soil. It's dirt.
Right. So this year what I'm going to do is I'm going to till a row out front where we tried to plant last year, and I'm going to amend it with the soil that we get.
You usually get a mushroom blend soil, right?
Which usually works pretty well for us. I mean, I've been using that for years, and it's always been like the only thing we pretty much need.
Yeah, we source it locally, and it's worked great for us. They deliver it right to us by the truckload when we need it, as we need it, and they have really great customer service, the company that we go with. Yep. So moving on, and for the squash too, something to note, we haven't grown a ton of squash really ever because we haven't really used a ton of squash.
Right, and I think that's why this year I kind of introduced them to acorn squash, and it was like a huge hit.
Yeah, but prior to that, we did try some different dishes with squash, and the girls weren't huge fans of it. But the way that Zachary prepared the acorn squash kind of won them over.
Yeah, so we're looking for kind of ways to prepare like squash similar.
Hey, Hunter boy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, you.
What's up, big doggy?
Yeah, so any recipe ideas that you have for squash, put them in the comments for us. We'd love to hear it. Next, we have a tomato, the white currant tomato. It's supposed to be a super sweet, barely 1 inch in size fruit. I'm already dreading harvesting this.
I think this one was supposed to be the sweetest tomato that Baker Creek offers. So Sam's not really a fan of white tomatoes, but like white tomatoes as in like the great white or the white Tom Saul. She didn't really like those. I mean, I thought they were okay, but I was looking for more of the sweet flavor from them, and the bigger ones I guess didn't have it. But this one is a little cherry tomato, so this one's supposed to be super sweet.
Cherry tomatoes seem to like go wild in our garden. I mean, they just bloom. They go nuts. And we get a lot of harvest from them. And it's just nice to walk through the garden and, pick a little cherry tomato and like snack as you go. So I will definitely enjoy them, but like harvesting a ton of them is quite a task.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time. It's very tedious to harvest small tomatoes.
Yeah, they're definitely not like a preserve. They're fresh eating, enjoying. No one would want to peel a bunch of baby tomatoes. Right. You want to go next?
Okay, so the next one up, we have a pepper. It's called the Goronong. Goronong.
Say that 5 times fast.
Goronong or Goronong. It's like a really folded and really unique looking pepper. So it caught my eye.
Yeah, it says it's a habanero type.
Yeah, a truly rare habanero type from Malaysia, and it has beautiful contorted pods. And the heat level is equal to a habanero. So
the girls will hate it, and you will love it.
Yeah. So, like I said before, we weren't trying to do too many hot peppers this year for like hot sauce making, but this one was just so unique looking. I wanted to give it a try.
We might have to try another hot sauce. I mean, we have quite a variety and some really good ones that we've made, but always can add another one.
Yeah, sure.
We have our, this is the one that we ended up getting 2 of. I think that might have been on accident, but this is the Dad's Sunset tomato. It says it's the perfect orange tomato, large 10-ounce fruit, very smooth, uniform, and keeps very well. So my favorite tomatoes typically are like an orange, yellow, very sweet tomato for fresh eating. I don't know necessarily that I would use this like for preserving, like in a sauce or anything like that. I have this past year used some orange and yellow tomatoes in my sauce, and the girls weren't as fond of those as they were like a true red, like paste tomato. So this will be good for fresh eating salads. We love making tomato salad in the summer and tomato sandwiches. You can't go wrong with
that. Next up, we have the green Macerata cauliflower. So it has like bright lime green color. It's a delicious Italian variety with 2-pound bright apple green heads, very attractive and vigorous plants. So everybody loves cauliflower here. And from what we understand, the colored varieties they're more bug resistant and stuff. So one thing that the girls and everyone doesn't like about broccoli and cauliflower is the worms that get in them. We don't want the
protein in the cauliflower. We want the cauliflower in the cauliflower.
So we did notice that the colored varieties tend to have less bugs in them.
Yes, we grew not cauliflower, but red cabbage last year, and we had 0 bug issues. Now we say that we'll have them all over them this year,
Right.
but we had 0 pest issues with their red cabbage. So we are hopeful that the colored cauliflower and cabbage varieties will work the same. Then we have our tomato, the orange accordion. This says they are massive ruffled tomatoes in high voltage orange color, very sweet, fruity flavor, has very few seeds, and juicy, um, meaty flesh. Great for sauces and slicing. So I'm really excited to have this one again, kind of fresh eating. But of course, if it says it's real good in sauce, I will try it. So there's that one.
Yeah, this one looks really cool too with the, what do they call those? That's what the Italian name, the Constelluto.
I love that one.
That's what that means, is ripples or whatever they call those, like ribs.
Accordion.
Right. But that one looks like it's gonna be good.
It does.
Okay, so up next we have another pepper. We have another aji pepper, aji mango. This one is tangerine color, mango sweetness with a nice searing heat. Perhaps the perfect pepper. This aji type pepper is just 1/2 inch wide, 2 inches long, and about 25,000 Scoville units. And so it's like a hot serrano or a lemon.
So aji, is that like a group of like a family of peppers? Because our favorite hot sauce so far as a family this year has been the aji cristal that we made from our aji cristal peppers.
Right.
So that might be another win for some more hot sauce.
And that's kind of why I got this one, because I really like the aji types of peppers and the mango.
So you knew I couldn't resist making another sauce.
Yeah, I had to at least get a couple.
So we have an Australian brown onion. Now, we did order onion seeds, but we actually have also, after placing our seed order, ordered starts. And a lot of them.
Yeah, we ordered what, like 700
onion starts, because we ordered a variety of onions. We want onions that are for fresh eating, we want onions that are for preserving, we want onions that are for long-term storage.
Yeah.
So we ordered a bunch of starts. We had a lot of success with the starts last year, and we jumped on an order. So we'll have to clue you all in on what that order was as well. But it was after we ordered the seeds. So these might just get filed away for the time being.
And last year I did start seeds, onion seeds. We had probably like 5 or 6 different Baker Creek onions that we started. They all did super well. I had them going like perfectly. I don't remember exactly what happened, but
I mean, we live a real life.
Yeah,
we work outside of our home. Sometimes things happen.
And for some reason, I think I didn't water them for a couple days or something. I don't remember if it was already after everything else was planted and I forgot about them or something.
Was it when we were away?
I think it was. I think we might have been away or something. And so like
we had a few unexpected, unplanned trips last year that we ended up having to go on just for a few days, but things happen.
Yeah, so I had like hundreds of onions that were doing perfectly, and then they pretty much almost 100% of them didn't make it. I ended up planting like what was left of a couple out, and they just didn't do good. No. But
we had some harvest from that though. We were like
but it worked out because we ended up going to a big box store, and for the first time ever, they actually had banded onion starts. So like it was like 50 or 60 banded onion starts, and they had 3 different varieties. So we grabbed those, and
they worked really well for us.
They did awesome. I mean, like, I was blown away. I mean, we got a lot of onions last year from those.
Oh, I have the hiccups.
But we definitely wanted to get onion starts this year that were like meant for storage. So we got a couple that are like 10 to 12 month storage rates, 6 to 8 month storage rates, and like at least 4 months. But we also did get a couple varieties like the Alyssa Craig that are just huge onions meant for fresh eating.
Yeah.
So we're excited about those.
Typically, the sweeter the onion is, the less time it's going to sit on the shelf before it starts sprouting. They don't store as well. So, I mean, a worst case, onion starts sprouting, you make some French onion soup and can it up. We don't let it go to waste. So, we have here the tomato, the Queen of the Night tomato. Now, Zachary is really fond of the darker tomatoes, and this says that it is a salad type of tomato. It is richly flavored, and it runs typically about 3 to 3.5 ounces. And this is how it looks when it is ripe. It's an indeterminate compact, and it reaches about 5 to 5.5 feet. So, and it has blue tinged leaf.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought this one looked really nice. I just love the.
You're a sucker for tomatoes colors.
Yeah, I absolutely love the special tomato colors, darker tomatoes, and the crazy technicolored tomatoes. I just think they're so neat.
Yeah.
And they always have like a really distinct and special flavor. So
yeah. I'm excited to try it.
Yeah. Here we got a free seed. They gave us a type of lettuce. It's called Merlot. Looks like a loose leaf lettuce with curly leaves. The darkest lettuce in existence. Frilly leaves, crisp, waxy leaves. Recommended as a cutting type for baby greens production or cut and come again harvesting. So
we eat a lot of salad in the summer. Well, we eat a lot of salad all the time. That's what we've missed the most, really, during this pantry challenge. Zachary, not as much. The rest of us like salads.
I like salads. I don't know. I just like my proteins and stuff.
Meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
And then we have our tomato Sun Gold Select 2. This is Sun Gold tomato by German tomato breeder Reinhard Kraft. It's one of the tastiest orange cherry tomatoes out there. So a few summers ago, we had tomatoes given to us by the neighbors, and we ended up, they were like end of season tomatoes, and we had given them to the chickens. They were past edible stage for people. And where our chicken coop was, we ended up relocating it. And the next summer, all of these tomato plants grew where the chicken coop was before. So we had all of these volunteers, and we had some of the tastiest cherry tomatoes there, but we had no idea what kind they were. And we've been trying to find that variety since. We do know that they were an orange cherry tomato, so we're hoping that this may be that. It's a really super sweet cherry tomato. And if you ever had, I don't know if this is probably a Pennsylvania, New York thing, like a sweet pie, like a pizza with a sweet sauce on it, not sweet like candy, but just like sweet tomato-y. That's exactly what this tomato that we were talking about tasted like. So we're hoping that this may be that.
All right. Next up, we have some corn. Art Burrell's White. So last year we did grow corn.
The year before last year we grew corn.
No, we grew it last year.
Am I forgetting?
Yeah, we had the.
Oh, we did.
We had the whole upper thing planted. Yeah, so we had probably like 10 or 15 rows of corn. I planted probably 5 or 6 different varieties, and I think that was the problem because they were so close together.
They were all like right.
Yeah, corn is one of the things that when you plant it close together with different varieties, they're going to cross pollinate. It's just really easy to happen. The silk and the pollen.
The corn silk.
Yeah, it just goes everywhere anytime the wind blows. So it mixes on all the other stalks and then it messes up
So they were all different colored and variety and mix and
Yeah, and they just didn't develop properly. I mean, we did have a few that were
yeah.
like decent size and totally normal, but I think concentrating on just one or two varieties of similar, you
Yes.
know,
Like a
make.
yellow corn and a white corn. Like we had like popcorn and millet, right?
We had popcorn and we had the glass
The
gem.
glass gem, and we had the ones that were meant to be like a corn to be ground.
Right.
So like we had all kinds of different varieties and types, and we didn't waste anything. It all went to the chickens, anything that we weren't going to have.
Right.
But we want to have something like really fresh eating corn this year. Corn on the cob.
Yeah, but so we're gonna only plant one or two varieties. So we got this one. Um, it is selected for cool soil germination and early harvest, so we like that about it.
And it's short.
Right, and it's only 3 to 4 foot stalks, and it's the perfect sweet corn for northern gardeners. So,
which we are.
yeah, so you can direct sow this one just like 1 to 2 weeks before the last frost, and then you can even succession plant this. But planting it in blocks, you know, with tight rows is what's going to help the corn
support themselves.
It helps them support themselves, and then it helps with the pollination. So, and
together we'll figure it.
Right. So it needs to be able to pollinate properly for the kernels to develop. So like sometimes when you get like an ear corn that like it's like halfway developed irregular. And then like the top isn't developed for some reason, that's because it had poor pollination. So planting them close together allows for when the wind blow, all the silk gets covered properly, because each of those strands of silk goes to a kernel, so they have to all get covered properly. Yeah,
it's a network.
Right.
All right, then we have the onion flat of Italy. Again, I think these are gonna get filed away. I mean, maybe we'll do a few to
just for taste,
just to see. Yeah. But I mean, we already have like 700 that are coming.
All right, we have another pepper here, the Tunisian baklauti. This one is a traditional pepper of Tunisia, a small country on the famed Barbary coast. This is a large red with tapering pods, have a wonderful hot flavor, but get milder with cooking. Perfect with couscous. So I did note this one was for cooking specifically, and thought that maybe
the girls will like it.
Yeah, because when you cook it and mix it with stuff a little bit, and it just takes away that super heat, you know, and it just balances it out with the dish. That's what I really like, you know.
I almost wonder. I mean, they look like a decent size. They look almost like a jalapeno size. I wonder if these would be good as like hot pepper stuffers, poppers, hot pepper poppers. There's one that I normally make. I normally use like jalapenos for the spice, and then I normally do like mini bell peppers, and I do a cream cheese, cheddar cheese, or a ranch packet, and I mix that all together with some other seasonings, and I put that in I stuff the pepper halves with that, and we make it, and we're really good.
Put them on the grill and grill them, and it's just amazing. I mean, this is one of our favorite things. Yeah, for sure.
Try that. All right, then we have the watermelon caho. It's a rare heirloom that was originally brought to Japan from China around the year 1912. Gorgeous salmon orange flesh. Zachary has something for orange watermelons. I don't know. I have orange tomatoes. You have orange watermelons. So each one weighs about 2 to 4 pounds and are perfect for 2 servings. So that's great. I mean, we all love watermelon in our family. So I think that like 2 to 4 pounds in a single one, that's perfect.
Yeah, I thought like a small one, you know, instead of like the end part of it going bad and everybody
going
not
to the chickens.
Like 1 to 2 pounds can be eaten in one day.
Yeah, so. That sounds good.
All right, now we have a basil. This one's called African Nanum. This basil, used in the tropics and subtropics, has been brought to us by our grower Solomon Amuza from Ghana. It's used in salads, soups, pastas, vinegars, and jellies.
Basil
So
jelly. That
I,
sounds so interesting.
I forgot exactly why I picked this one, but I remember it was a specific reason.
Was this a lemony one, maybe?
Mm,
Well, we like basil. I mean, we've never grown or tasted a basil that we didn't like.
I think this one was specific for pestos. I think
Mm.
it said something about pesto. So
We make a lot of pesto
yeah,
and all kinds of pesto. So.
yeah. So Sam makes a good pesto, and then she freezes it in
Mm-hmm.
ice cube trays, and then bags it up, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
Yes.
just grab one of those little ice cubes of pesto when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
It just works really well with cooking.
The key to making pesto ahead of time that you're going to freeze is to not put the cheese in it that you're adding. Whatever cheese it is that you're using in your pesto, typically I use a Parmesan. Don't put that in until you defrost it and you're going to use it because the cheese in the freezer will become gritty. I mean, it's still edible, it'll still taste good in a sauce or whatever, but you will have a textural difference with the cheese mixed in prior to freezing and after.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So then we have our watermelon, our royal gold watermelon, a beautiful old heirloom once offered by Will Height Seed of Poolville, Texas. The most beautiful watermelon we carry. The rind turns brilliant golden yellow when ripe. That's what got this one because it's yellow on the outside.
Yeah, and then it's really easy to tell when it's ripe for
Yeah.
picking. So,
any tips you have out there for picking ripe melons? Put them in the comments and let us know.
yeah, the only thing I really know about picking watermelons is when the vine starts to dry out right outside the watermelon. That's when you know it's ready.
I've always heard that it sounds like hollow. That's
Yeah.
how I've always picked any type of melon in the stores. Like you knock on it a little bit and it sounds hollow.
The smell of it is one way to tell, the sound of it, and then the field spot, the way the field spot looks, what color the field spot is, and then the vine thing. So
I'm always curious to hear people's ways that they pick things.
So
my turn. It's your turn.
All right, we have another pepper here, the Tobago seasoning pepper. So obviously, I got this one for specific for seasonings. This one is a traditional ingredient in jerk seasoning in the Caribbean. So it's a gorgeous scarlet pepper, reach about 2 to 3 inches long with just a hint of heat, but mostly sweet. So it delivers the fruity overtones of a habanero, but with much less heat. So I'm planning on, eating this one for snacking and then drying this one and using it in some jerk seasoning.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think I got all the onions. Then we have a Weathersfield Red, and I was really excited about this one. I like red onions. This is a long day type, old New England variety, a major agricultural commodity in the 1700s. And this variety of large, deep red bulbs is nearly round, pleasant flavored, and well productive, and it keeps well. That was what I was really looking forward to. It was a red onion that kept well, so that's why we picked that.
I think we actually ended up finding starts of these. So if we did find starts, then we'll just save these seeds. But if not, we'll probably plant a few of those to test out their longevity and storage. All right, up next is a cucumber, the Jabai Shimoshirazu. So this one is a delectable variety from Japan, the sweetest cucumber that we have tasted. Deep green fruits are about 7 to 8 inches long, adapted to high temperature, humidity, and disease and powdery mildew resistant. So that last thing, powdery mildew resistant, gets us for like cucumbers. Yes. Because that's like the only thing that we've been having trouble with our cucumbers is just constantly powdery mildew.
Yeah, the first three grew cucumbers. They grew wonderfully. but it was like mid-season they were just taken over by the powdery mildew. And I don't know if it was like where we grew them because we grew them pretty close to our ducks, which is a little bit more of a moist area. But they were really good with the harvest that we got, so we'll try
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I don't think it was just because of where they were. I just think we just in general have a
We're
powdery mildew
hmm,
problem. So hopefully the varieties that we got this year that are resistant, we can have that, and then we'll also be able to treat it with like the copper
yeah,
fungicide and everything. So
some preventative measures.
yeah, looking forward to trying to do some preventative maintenance on the garden this year and not just have, all the surprises come, especially with the tomatoes and stuff. Like, I want to be able to make sure them bottom leaves are all
Yes.
trimmed and
The
there's
things you
no,
learn as you go.
yeah.
Yeah.
But hopefully we have a better year than last year.
Yeah. So then we have winter choy Chinese yellow heart cabbage. This is a super cold hardy green from China. The greens are short, just about 5 to 8 inches tall, which makes them incredibly cold hardy, excellent for fall or winter harvest. So I'm excited to have this in like succession and into the fall season for us.
Yeah, and this one,
Mm-hmm.
it was actually pictured, I believe, in the snow, like growing in the snow still. So
Mm-hmm.
I think this one is like super, super hardy, like can take a lot of cold. So um, maybe be planting this really late season
And maybe really
and
early
even
season.
like getting some started super early and putting them out there and they'll be fine. And that'll give us some greens.
That'd be awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, one last cucumber, the Monica. So this is a dual-purpose variety for pickling or slicing. Sets fruit even without pollination and a great greenhouse type. So I think we got this one because it sets fruit without even pollinating.
Yeah.
Which I think also we had a problem last year
Last year.
with some things, the bees pollinating them.
We moved the location of the cucumbers in hopes
Yeah,
to not have the powdery mildew. We moved them to our like kitchen garden, but I don't think there was as much pollinators there as there were in the main farm garden.
yeah, because I noticed on some of like the squash that we did have growing over there, um, the blossoms, I think they just rot off right away, and that's because they weren't
They weren't
pollinated.
pollinated.
So
Zachary's going to be really excited about this one. This is another free seed, so this one's a surprise. This is a carrot. It's the Huza Aceta Black.
nice.
Oh, yeah, you like all those dark
Yeah,
carrot varieties. We grew dark carrots before, like the purple, like this, the black, where
Black
they
Nebula.
black nebula, and they dye your hands, your mouth, your lips, your clothes, anything that they come in contact become that color. And I made them on Thanksgiving Day. We ended up with purple gravy. It tasted really good, but it looked really strange. So this one will be fun to grow. This is bred in India. It is heat tolerant and extremely rich in antioxidants, perfect for hot summers, rich in anthocyanins,
Yep.
and is practically black. Performs better than other carrots in extreme heat. So I'm excited to try that one. Oh, and I better let you do that one.
All right, so we weren't sure if we had this one or not, and did we get it today?
I think we got another one.
Another watermelon, the Orange Glow. When we ordered this from MI Gardner, they were out of stock. So I guess we picked it up at Baker Creek, but we might have actually picked one up at Roar Seeds today as well. But this one just looked so good. It's a bigger watermelon and it just has nice orange flesh. This variety was introduced by Wilheat Seed Company prior to 1965. Best tasting of all orange varieties. Beautiful deep orange flesh, very sweet, almost tropical flavor. So it's those types of things that really get me, like the fruity, special sweet flavors. I'm always looking for the sweetest of everything. The sweetest tomato, the sweetest carrot, the sweetest melon, the sweetest winter squash.
I laugh because almost every seed description I look at in Baker Creek's catalog, and I love the catalog, but I swear everyone's like the one of the best that we've tasted, one of the sweetest that we tasted, and Zachary's just a sucker for that. He's like, it says it right here. They all say it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they get me. They get me.
They get you.
Those descriptions just get me.
25 seed packets they got you.
Yeah, which I don't think that's bad at all.
No, I honestly, I was shocked when our total was less than $100 with them.
Yeah,
So,
I think we really took it easy on
yeah, we did good.
ordering because we knew we were going down the roar and gonna order, and we already had MI gardeners.
And we already have quite a collection.
Right. So yeah. And this year, we're gonna the plan is anyway to do something that we haven't really done before, which is save some of the seeds that we have.
Yes.
I mean, we mostly grow heirlooms, so saving the seeds on the open pollinated varieties is pretty straightforward. So they should be true to their type without any problem. You just have to go through the process of saving the seeds, which on some things like tomatoes is a little bit more in depth than other things. But
even if we had some cross pollination or cross breeding, I mean, we're not saving our seeds to sell them. We would be saving our seeds to have ourselves.
Right, and I want to be able to give back to PSU.
Yeah.
So our extension office, their list of seeds is growing, but I would love to just give them like a whole bunch of special varieties and just get everybody more excited.
That
and
would be awesome.
I can just imagine next year in 2024 if I were to give them like 20 different varieties of special rare things, just how excited everybody would be for that year when they look at the list.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what's motivating me is being able to give back to the gardening community around us and just really excite people about being able to get free special varieties and stuff. So
that'd be awesome.
Because not everybody can afford 25 seed packets from Baker Creek or
no, not at all, or anywhere. So.
Yeah, I mean, so sometimes you just need a resource like that and to be able to start small and start just somewhere and just get something going and then build your knowledge and your love for it as you go on.
Yeah, and then give back.
Right, and then when you get to a place to be able to learn and give back.
Yeah, absolutely. So this was quite a haul. And keep an eye out because we will have more hauls coming. We have our MI Gardener order. We have our big roar haul that we have to do. We're going to be doing a whole video on that because we don't have just seeds to share for that one. That one's going to be a big deal. And then we have it's Dixondale, right? Our Dixondale onion order that we'll be sharing. And then from there, once we do our haul, we'll be sharing like our planning of our garden and what we're actually going to plant, how many we're going to plant, where we're going to plant them, what we're starting by seeds, what we're getting starts, all of that. So there's a lot to look forward to. I know everyone is garden dreaming right now, including us, obviously. So I thank you so much for watching, and I don't know if you have anything else you'd like to share.
No, I mean, I'm just super excited about being able to finally do some planning and dreaming and kind of figure out lay our goals out for the garden this year and our other projects and stuff, and just kind of get a plan in place and an idea of what we're going to do and
what we're going to preserve.
improving from last year, building on last year, and just trying to make things better,
expanding the garden.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some expansion, especially with these 700 onions that are coming in.
We're the worst because he'll say to me, "Well, should I order?" And I'm like, "Yeah, order it." And I'll be like, "Well, I'll be at the store. I'll be like, "Should I buy it?" Yeah, buy it. Like we're the enabler to each other for this, but it works out.
Well, I was only planning on getting like a couple like sets of onions, and then I was telling her the price breakdown for because each set you bought
It
went
was
down
a cheaper price.
significantly
Yeah.
in price. So buying 10 dropped it down like $7
I'm
off
all
of
about a bargain.
yeah. So, but it just made more sense to get more, and then we'll make the space happen. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll make this space happen.
even though we don't have it, we'll make it happen.
We have lots of room to expand out there.
Yeah, but we definitely needed to do some expansion anyway. Last year we were a little tight on the tomatoes, and it kind of limited us to the varieties and how many of each we could have planted.
They need some room to breathe.
Yeah. So we're gonna add probably another long row down the whole garden. So probably like a 100-foot row or something, and then also we're gonna do the like 80-foot row out
pumpkin
front.
patch.
Yeah, we call it the pumpkin patch, and that's where we're gonna do watermelons, pumpkins, and squash. And hopefully that'll be the main area for those, and they can just kind of have all the room they need in the front yard to just sprawl out. But we also did get a bunch of bush varieties of squash, cucumbers, and
So we have a whole lot more to share.
yeah.
Let's not give away too much of that. You'll have to watch the next video or keep watching the series of our seed hauls to get all of the details. But thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate you so much for liking our videos, for following along, subscribing, and just supporting us on our journey to a more sustainable life. So thanks, and we'll see you next time.
See you on the next one, guys. Okay, guys, so we have one more thing from Baker Creek that we got. It's a garlic variety. It's called Lore's garlic. It's an Italian variety, and it's an early maturing variety. It has very large, flat heads. I believe there's 12 to 15 cloves per head of garlic. As you can see, they're pretty large, actually. But the reason we got this garlic specifically was because you can plant this one in the spring, and we missed our fall planting of garlic last year, just being busy and not placing the order quick enough. So we're planning on doing fall garlic this year. But this variety, if I plant it now, should be able to mature by the time summer rolls around, and it should give it enough cold time and growing time to where they can get, probably not this big, but at least decent size. So this is a soft neck variety, and we're looking forward to trying it out.
Okay, so this is important, right? If you've never planted garlic before, how do you know what to do with the bulb? So what are you doing, Zachary?
Okay, so you want to split the cloves up off of the bulb. You want to leave as much of the paper on as possible.
So could someone just take garlic that they bought at the store and do this?
Yes, I mean you can plant pretty much any garlic, but this is specifically seed garlic, so you'll probably have more success with seed garlic. But if you're gonna plant garlic from the store, I'd recommend to get organic garlic. That'll probably do the best for you. And the other thing that you're supposed to do is make sure the pointy end is facing up when you plant it. So you can plant these about anywhere from like 1.5 to 3 inches deep, somewhere in between there. That'll usually be fine, but you want the flat end down into the ground. That's going to be your root system, and then this is going to be your plant coming up out of the pointy end.
I think that's kind of easy to remember, and that it kind of looks like a root
right
on some of them.
And that's the way that the cloves are actually oriented. If you look at the root, you can tell that's your root end, so that's your flat end. Just the way the cloves come off of the bulb, that's the way you plant them.
And again, this is Lore's garlic from Baker Creek. It is an early soft neck variety, and it originated in Italy.
Italy, yeah.
So we will see, because we are currently putting these in the ground. It'll be February when these actually go in the ground, and see what kind of a harvest we get from them.
Yep, so hopefully this gives it plenty of time since it's an early maturing variety. So hopefully we have plenty of time to give it time to get nice and big for us.
So stay tuned. We'll be sure to update everyone.
Okay, so as you can see, we got the bed prepared. Got all my dibbles in, about 4 inches deep. And so now we're gonna take our garlic cloves and we're gonna take them with the pointy side up. We're gonna drop them down into the holes, making sure that that pointy side stays up. Just like that. And you can see the pointy side. And we're gonna do that until we run out of garlic or run out of holes, one of the two. Okay guys, so we got all our garlic planted. We got 2 varieties. We have the Lore's garlic that we got from Baker Creek, and then the other variety was a homegrown variety that we picked up at a farmer's market, an experiment. Both of these are gonna be kind of an experiment because tomorrow is actually February 1st. And normally you would want to plant garlic in late summer or fall before the winter starts. But like I said in the earlier video, that this Lore's garlic is specifically a short season or an early season garlic. So we're hoping that planting it now will give it enough time to grow to its full potential. So a little bit of an experiment, but we'll keep you posted in the future to let you know how it does. So we're gonna give it a good water and then we're gonna mulch it. Okay. we gotta do is mulch it. Okay, and what that is going to do is help keep some moisture in, and it's also going to help keep the soil cool. So garlic needs cool temperatures to be able to set up its bulbing process. So we want to get it as cool temperatures for as long as possible. So when the temperatures start warming up, this is going to keep the soil a little bit cooler to give it some extra cool time. But other than that, I think we're finished up here. So like I said, this is going to be an experiment. So we're looking forward to see how it turns out. And we'll be sure to bring you back to let you know. See you next time.